All right, every Friday we like to take some time to bring you stories about the arts. And this is the 45th anniversary of the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. But it's also the 10th anniversary of a growing group of music fans, and they are called Threadheads. They helped save New Orleans' music scene after Hurricane Katrina. Here's their story.
And I'm the train that called the city of New Orleans.
After Katrina,
And I'll be gone.
New Orleans were scattered around the country. For example, my wife and I lost everything we had in Gentilly.
I didn't know what I was going to do. There was no place to really play here in the city.
It was 7 years ago, back in 2007. I was at a backyard party, a fundraiser. Paul Sanchez and John Boutte were playing an acoustic set.
So I was backing John up and we were trading songs. And after our set, a guy from California, one of the Threadheads, came up and said, "You guys are wonderful together, you should make a record." And very sarcastically I said, "Well, we can't even make rent right now, let alone make a record." And he smiled and said, "Well, how much do you need?"
And Paul said, "Oh, we probably would need about $10,000.
Then 2 weeks later he called and he said, "Where do I send the check?"
Was this the land of the undead?
And I was astounded because he didn't say, "I want to hear the music." He didn't say, "I want to own the music." He didn't say, "I need you to sign a contract." He said, "Where do I send the check? And promise me when the record comes out, you'll pay this money back, because some of the people who put up money could only afford to put up $5 because they've been out of work for a year, but they really want to help New Orleans, and this is how they want to help."
They paid the money back within a year. And the idea from that was, well, let's see if we can raise money for other artists and loan it to them. And that was the start of Threadhead Records back in '07. We loan the money to the musicians. They make their CD, they keep the masters, they keep everything, and then they're required to pay back within about a year or so. There's been a few that have struggled to pay back. I believe this, that the musicians, some of the musicians who have struggled to pay back, eventually will pay back.
To try and get support through conventional like record companies and stuff like that is very, very difficult, especially in this day and age. So you kind of have to do it yourself or be very fortunate to come across a group like Threadheads.
In the 8 years that they've been doing this, they have raised over $700,000 and released over 53 CDs by New Orleans artists affected by the flood. That is changing the face of New Orleans music for generations to come.
And the festival wraps up this weekend.